Welcome back to Mercury Farms for episode 11 with me, MrSealyp. All the lumber has been shipped from the cabin contract from Mr. Nicholas. The baseball bat lumber has gone, that's all been sorted. We have been offered a deal, and this is by ALiEN Logging. And ALiEN Logging are looking to try out a Scorpion King. They've always been a John Deere company, so they've asked if we could do a straight swap. Now we've only just bought the Scorpion King, to be fair, however they're offering us a John Deere tree harvester, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is bring this here and drop it off. They should be coming to collect this and dropping off the John Deere tree harvester, which we're going to get a bit of use out of now. As is MrSealyp's farm and forest services, we've got some farming to do, but it's going to also include some forestry. I've been doing mostly logging, mostly forestry. And what we're going to do now is buy a new plot of land. Now that plot of land requires a bit of work, which is going to involve a bit of forestry. But what I am going to do on that plot is we're going to plant some corn, and we're going to do a silage harvest on that once the corn has grown. And it's this plot here that we're just coming to, so I'm going to have to move some of my forestry equipment over because we're going to need it. It's this plot here. I think it's field 40. It is field 40. So with some of our profits, what we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to find field 40, which is just up here, which is going to need lime. So the field's going to need some work. It doesn't need ploughing, but as you can see, if I click on this now, this plot takes up this entire thing here, which is double the size of the actual field. The plot itself is 130 something, 132,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy that plot. So we're expanding the farm. Now, obviously, half that plot we can't use because it's got a hedge that runs diagonally across, and it's got all these trees. So what we're going to do, we're going to clear the hedge, we're going to clear the trees, we're going to plough out the rest of this to give ourselves a much bigger field, and then we're going to put corn in it, and we're going to do a silage harvest. That is the plan. Now it's going to take a little while to clear all this out, but we should get there. What I'm hoping, because I know JiM does this a lot with rocks and boulders and bushes and things, that as we cut some of these trees out and take the stumps away, some of these hedges and bushes, and not hedges but the bushes, will go. I hope they will, because if we plough it out, we're going to end up with weird kind of bushes and shrubs and stuff in the middle of a field. But that's the fingers crossed option. So now we've built it, what I'm going to do is going to whiz over back to the sawmill, grab a couple of bits of equipment. I have already brought a couple of bits back to the main farm, only because I realised I've been doing all that logging over there and sorting out those contracts, and I hadn't actually been tending to the sheep. I have now got 2 full pallets of wool and 1 on the go, so they've got to be moved. There's not a lot of space for wool in the actual building itself, and the chickens all needed cleaning out. So I've cleaned out the feed areas. As you can see, these are both here. So I want to take these out and move them out of the way, maybe put them under shelter. Maybe I should put another shelter in, something just for wool storage for the time being, maybe. Just until I'm ready to sell. And then the chickens cleared out their feed areas as well. These are producing. I've got a couple of egg boxes there, a couple there, and I've got about 5, I think, down here, 4 or 5. So anyway, so I bought over the New Holland. I bought over the Bandit trailer. I bought over the telehandler because what I was going to do was put front pallet forks on it to move the wool, which is probably what I'm still going to do now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see you in a minute or so once I've moved a few bits of equipment around and we're ready to clear that hedge. What I also want to do at some point is upgrade the harvester, because what we're going to do now is focus a bit more on the farming side of things. I'm still going to be doing the forestry. I'm going to be getting bits and bobs in. Each kind of trailer load on the forestry is paying out between 35,000 up to 42,000. So that's a no-brainer to carry on doing that. It makes us a nice bit of money. There are easier ways on this map of making money. We know that already, but I'm not going to just constantly do that. Right, onwards. I have installed this garage shed. I think it's called a garage. Put a couple of the stacks in there. It's not the tidiest of buildings, but it cost about 8,000, I think it was, to have that place. So I've taken the two out of there, they've been put away, and I've moved a few bits of equipment. I have just checked everything for wear and tear. Nothing needs repairing. I mean, minor little repairs. Nothing's come up major yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as I come up the lane here, on the right hand side, right at the corner of this plot, I'm going to cut an opening. Only because once the field is clear and ploughed and it's one entire field, it's going to be easier to get into the field. I'd say easier, quicker if I'm coming from my farm with equipment to come in right here in the corner than it is to go up to the entrance that's already there. So what I'm going to do is just cut this opening out. Again, that's another one of those things. Yeah. You've seen me use the stump grinder a load, so. It's interesting. Okay, bear with me. There we go. Make life a little bit easier, isn't it? Alright. Right, hedge is gone. Now comes the slightly trickier proposition. The fir trees are fine, we can get those out, no problem at all. It's these gnarly ones that are a bit of a pain, so we're going to have to use the stump grinder, mulcher, to probably mulch those up, I think. We could chop them up and try and load them, but they get very, very difficult. There's more fir trees than there are of those, which is actually going to make life a little bit easier, although there are a few more of those up in the middle there. But anyway, that's what we're going to have to do. So I don't know if it's easier to delimb them first or I don't really know. Let's see. Now it may well be that this episode, what I'm doing now is going to span a couple of episodes, because we've got to clear all that. That needs liming but does need ploughing. This will need ploughing out, and then whatever else needs going with that. It will need fertilising. I think I'm going to slurry it, because I haven't done any slurry spreading yet. I've done muck spreading, and then we've got to plant and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's how we're going to do it. Let's get up on here. Clear if we can. These are not the easiest ones to get rid of, unfortunately. So as you can imagine, these ones are going to take a little bit longer. There's absolutely no choice about it. That's just going to be the nature of the game. These ones are going to be a lot quicker. But with that being said, I do need to go over and collect the tree harvester. So what we'll do actually, no, I'm going to get that first. We'll start getting the fir trees down and worry about the other ones later, because like I say, they are going to take longer to clear, and we'll get the stumps out and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to think if there's some way I can drag them out the way. I can't sell them like that because transporting them is impossible. Right, okay, let's deal with that in a second. Right, so oh, it's camouflage, so I can barely see that. Here it is. I still think this looks like an insect. John Deere 1470G. Let's give it a go. It was pointed out actually, someone said, I'm pretty sure, on FS17, the heads, these, it all moved. It looked like it was working, but on 19 they don't. Not quite sure why that would be, but anyway, let's set it up. This is a little bit less powerful than Scorpion King, and it's obviously cheaper. The part of the deal we got in swapping them out was that we could have the forwarder as well. I think we're probably going to lease the forwarder rather than just kind of have that, because the forwarder is actually way more expensive. Let's get cruise control on. Let's get put that a bit further off the floor, I think. Don't want that catching or anything. I think all the fir trees will do an 8 metre lengths, just makes more sense that way. Change the cut length to 8, there we go. Now I will apologise. Any external sounds you might hear, we are in the grip of some warm weather in the UK over Easter weekend. Temperatures have gone up around 24-25 degrees Celsius, which is say unusual. I mean, it is for this time of year, which is fantastic, which means people are getting to really enjoy Easter weekend with family and out and about, and picnics and barbecues and things that we wouldn't normally be doing. So while I'm recording, I've got the windows open, which means you may well pick up on extra sounds you wouldn't normally be hearing. That's just unfortunately the nature of recording the way I do. But anyway, let's see, shall we? So first things first, let's get some lights on. Cool, turn on the head, open it up. Yes, that doesn't spin as far as I'm aware. No, it's weird, isn't it? Now it does that. Right, let's open it up a bit. Drop that down a bit. Set on 8 meters. Drop it down a little bit. Okay, not bad. I think I'm probably going to load using the telehandler this time rather than using the now that's worrying. Oh, maybe it's when the... Actually, let's check that out. Let's get rid of the stump and see what happens, because I hope some of these bushes go, otherwise this could all be a complete waste of time. Let's just turn the engine off. I'll find the stump first in amongst all this. Oops. There we go. So where's the stump? I'll just go over it. There we go. Right, turn it on. Drop it down. Okay. That's going to be mildly annoying. I have to think about that. How can I do that? Maybe a bit of landscaping, will that work? Potentially. Oh, let's try that. Let me think. Maybe another texture. Put the grass one on and go over it and see what happens. Aha! Right, okay. So, there we go. Bit of landscaping, that'll do the trick, and then we can plough that all out. Right, okay. That's going to be the way to go then, isn't it? I think. Wherever these are. Just coming along with a shovel, digging them out. We shouldn't have a problem. Okay. That will work. Right. That's good to know. Fantastic. Right then. Crack on, I guess. Lights off. Let's jump out. Let's cut some more trees down, shall we? It definitely won't cut the other ones. We'll check, because you never know. It's a new one in game. We could be suddenly incredibly lucky, but I don't think it's going to. It will normally say this tree is not supported. There you go. Doesn't hurt to check, does it? Okay. That didn't go quite the way I was hoping, but never mind. I'm going to do a test with the forwarder at some point, the John Deere one, simply because I'm really curious to see how much that back section will hold and what you'll get paid for a full load on that. Plus I want to have a go with the crane. I want to try and get better. I know they will only pretty much do kind of one tree at a time. They're not fantastic, but I just think, yeah, I need to kind of hone my skills, you know. That might not be a bad idea. Not far off. Try that. There we go. Backwards, left. I mean, at the end of the day, it does what all other tree harvesters do, but it's always nice to try something else. Thank you, Ameribrit logging. Right, so I'm also going to need to clear. I really wish the Rayboard Siler was here. I know that mulcher really works very well, but I don't know, used to get on far better with the other one. Does that head need to be twisted a little bit? Looks like it has. Okie dokie then. I'm going to keep them all separate where they fall. I'm not going to pile them up in big piles. So I do decide to bring over the bag lifting equipment with the straps and stuff. It's easier to do them like, you know, one tree at a time. I think that's what we're going to go with. Oh, this is going right actually. Now these ones I'm going to do at a different angle because I don't want them getting caught up on the hedge. Because when they fall on the hedge they get kind of jammed up. I don't like it very much. So that's going to be the next thing. We're going to bring the mulcher over, we'll clear that one out. It's going to give us a nice sized plot, this. It's a lot of work, I know, but you know. You want to expand the field out, that's what you have to do, don't you? I could have just bought a larger field, but again, where's the fun in that? Drop the right way, drop the right way. There we go, fantastic, right. Okay, I'm going to see you in a little while. Now the problem I've got is it's 25 to 4. It doesn't get dark for a little while. Let's hope I can get all these trees down before it gets dark. It may well be we'll have to collect them and load them in the morning. Maybe. I don't want to be doing this in the dark. It's never any fun. Let's have a go. Cool. Okay, everything's down. Now comes the cleanup. Get all the stumps out. We'll put the long straight logs will go onto trailers. The gnarly trees, I think some of the trunks will try and go onto trailers. Whether that's going to work or not, we'll see. And we'll see as well, taking stumps out, how many of those will take other bits with it or not, I don't know, but that's all we can do. It's taking a while. I missed a bit there. Just wondering. No, I definitely think a lot of these shrubs and stuff we'll have to landscape out, so we're going to have to dig them out with a shovel, I think. Now, as far as these go, some of the smaller branches we can mulch out, some of the bigger logs we can, but it'll take a long time. I'm thinking with the bag lifter, with the bag lifter we can get some of these big logs, the trunks, and put them on a trailer, I think. Even if we put on the bandit trailer, that might not be a bad idea. Tilt that for a bit. There we go. So we can get some of the smaller bits out. Anyway, that's going to take a while. So I'm going to go around, get the stumps out. When there might be a little bit, there might be a montage of loading, or there might be, I might see you again in a minute. If I try and do one of the bigger logs and we'll see how it goes, I might get back to you then. And then we'll have the log trailers loaded. I think the episode will probably finish when we've got the logs out of the way and loaded onto wagons ready to go, because the next episode is going to be ploughing it out and prepping it for planting. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I'm not going to get it all done in one go, there's absolutely no way. We'll see how we go from there. Just gone 7 o'clock. And it's actually still more light than I thought it was going to be. We have cleared, I have cleared, pretty much all the logs. All the straight ones are on trailers, all the big chunky tree trunks are on trailers. All that's left are the kind of knobbly, gnarly tree branches. I've tried to sort of kind of pack them all together in little piles, and I'll collect those with the bag lifter, I think. We'll put those onto one of the trailers. The problem is all my trailers at the moment now are all full. But yeah, there's a few piles of these laying around. Other than that, we're pretty much done. So what's going to be required then is going to be a little bit of digging up of bushes. And then tomorrow morning, I think we can start on the sort of ploughing and stuff, the field work side of things. But as I said, we have got down here, that one is full of straight logs from the pine trees. That one, pine trees. This one, as you can see, all those gnarly tree trunks, all the ones that were a little bit trickier, funny, odd shaped ones. And then this one here, we've got the bottom, the last of the pine. We've got 2 or 3 of the gnarly tree trunks. 3, I think. There's one's dropped down the side there. And then 1 load of the little branches off one of those gnarly trees. So that's, you know, that's a fair old bit of lumber we got off that. Bearing in mind it was that one section. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is take all of these, and we'll sell them all at the sawmill. And then we'll come back and with one of the trailers, maybe 2 of them, we might get away with 1. I'm going to get all those gnarly branches off the let's get some lights on, off that field. Beacons on. Let's get hazards on as well, why not? And let's go. This is going to be slightly wobbly because it's not particularly even. That does not want to turn. What's that caught on? Oh, okay. I've got a tree branch stuck at the back of the tractor. That's obviously shifted when I saved the game. Right, let's see if I can. Have I accessed this land? I'm not cutting the land. What are you talking about? Whoa, that's gone really laggy. That's now not. It won't let me cut them on my own trailer because I don't have access to the land, is that? Right, if I can get into my yard. What is happening? Okay, something very odd. Right, now we're now in land. Right. Let's cut that. Jump up and do this one this side if we can. Why is that not coming up? I'm going to cut that one, I'm going to cut that one. That seems better. Right, let's try this again, shall we? There we go, right. I'm really confused. So it's just still touching regardless. Okay, that's all shifted. I'm going to get this up. It's not very pretty, but we'll get it there. They're all sold. We're up to 450,000. Now I've got to get all the fiddly bits in. We'll get that done. Once that's cleared, I'm losing light. I need to get it done. Now I haven't got a ramp for doing it this time, but we should be alright. Just as long as I can get it high enough and don't catch the ends. Actually, I might come in from the other side, I think. At least with this load, and I'll have some overhanging, that'll be alright. So we get on with this. So let's raise that right up as high as it will go. Extend that as high as it will go. We might get over here, we might not. That was a bit of luck. We had a little bit left in it. Right. Down over there. And release. Fantastic. Right. I think we can see where we're going to be going with that. Actually, let's get some lights on this as well. I think I put the truck lights on because I thought it'd be easier, so we can see around behind it. I'm trying to work out how many poles we've got. Poles of these was only the same amount as of how many of the gnarly trees we had, but I can't remember where they all were. We did one pile on the first load. They were mostly up this end of the field. At the top, there we go. If I start at the top end and then work my way down, then I won't miss any. Again, it's just a plan. It's a vague plan. The light's going, the sun is dipping below the horizon. We need to get this done. Actually, there's more piles than I thought. Right, okay. It may well be dark by the time I finish this, but we will get it done. I will see you in a little bit. I might chop some ends off of these actually. That might not be a bad idea. Let's have a look. What do we need to do here? Whoa, that didn't like that. Have I just lost them all? As soon as I touch them, they come out the straps. Yeah. Okay, so drop that back down again. Drop that down again. Disconnect. Reconnect. Very odd. I have had a bit of a scour around. I think we've got them all. We get a little bit laggy when we get next to it now, but well, we do vehicles anyway. Got that one and a little bit on the back of that one. Actually, we need to strap those down, don't we? For transport. And that is all of the trees, all the lumber sorted and cleared. Tomorrow morning is going to be landscaping, in so much as digging up all the bushes and that kind of stuff, and then we'll get into ploughing, and then it will be lime and fertilising, and then seeding in whichever order needs to be done. But I think not a bad day's work. We have come to the end of this episode. I'm going to take all this and sell it. I'm going to do a nice laggy drive back to the sawmill. It does not like having these weirdly shaped trees on here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We've got the first part cleared, on to the next part in the next episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.